Hey, this is junesketches, and today I'm delving into how my August went. This was a last-minute idea I had, inspired by one particular artist I watch here on YouTube. Her name is Minnie Small. I'll put a link to her YouTube in the description. She does this monthly vlog where she recollects the events of the month, what she did, what she learned, and things of that sort. I wanted to do something similar, but with limited footage. I decided instead to tackle it the same way I do my blog posts, which is to just wing it and talk. This month has been a collection of personal monumental events for me. For one, I returned to the YouTube scene. It took some time figuring out how I would return and what videos I would make. And during the process of creating new content, I came to the decision of finally biting the bullet to just do what I want to do, even though I wasn't sure if it would be received well. To explain better, back at the beginning of the year, I posted a video where I read poetry alongside my art. It was a decision I made because I didn't know what I would talk about, and after doing so, I felt a sense of accomplishment, having been able to combine my love for writing with my art, which has been one of the goals in my life. When I came back this month, I posted a challenge video to ease myself back in. Then I followed up with a personal piece I'd written some years ago. I love to write and I love making art, and for me that video is basically the kind of content that I would like to keep making. In between those two videos, the Draw This in Your Style challenge and the personal piece, I was having a small identity crisis involving my artist name. And I was blogging constantly and looking to get some advice from friends as well. I wasn't sure if I was making the right decision, but I was adamant in introducing the real complete me, hence that personal piece being the kind of content that I like to keep making. Near mid of August, I was busy completing last minute things for my new website, which you can check out. The link will be in the description. I wanted to have things ready for people to browse through, such as free coloring pages and an art gallery. And if you're into blogs, I have tons of them. I also have poetry. I've currently cataloged around 100 since I started. Considering that I started my blog back in 2012, it's not a lot, but I did have some off years, including this year, for my poetry. So I still like to say it's a lot. And so as the month was nearing to its end, I hit a bit of a bump where I suddenly felt a sort of burnout feeling where I wasn't motivated to do any work. And that was something I mentioned last video. I felt like I was no longer improving in my art, and as I painted more of my elves, it looked as if I'd plateaued as an artist. I was just so confused and unmotivated to create big pieces after looking at the lack of improvement in the current art that I was doing. So I decided I was gonna sketch more often to try to figure out why my art wasn't looking like it had improved in the last year. And honestly, I figure it's because I stopped challenging myself and even stopped drawing completely mid this year. When I realized this, I was able to clearly see that it was really a simple problem with a simple fix. I felt relieved, like a weight had been lifted off me when I realized this. I just need more practice and going back to my basics. Another thing was I wasn't happy with my style anymore and how it evolved into such simplicity. I definitely missed my heavier anime influence style just because it was also gearing towards more the realistic type of art, which I prefer, that I make. So I am planning to go back to my basics, pretty much starting from scratch and seeing how I evolve again. To some people, you might think I'm crazy for doing that. I definitely think that I am, but I also feel like it's the right decision. As we wind down to the last 2 to 3 minutes of this video, I wanted to point out this character I'm sketching. She's an original character, one of 3 that my brother Viktorayy, he's a storytime animator if you guys don't know, I'll have his link below as well. He recently made a video about his Disney job application experience. You should check it out if you're into Disney, applying for a job, or storytime animators in general. Anyway, he created this character for a story or some other thing for Kingdom Hearts. And the way that I'm redrawing her is by returning to my older style, which was geared more towards anime style, but I also wanted to see how I'd improve through the years by implementing skills I'd acquired. Now, this character, though my brother created her, in the end he decided he wasn't going to continue the story, and I asked if I could have the characters, mainly because I wanted to keep drawing them, but after asking for their, copyright, I haven't redrawn them since. And I actually lost the character detail sheet that he had created for me to follow through with. That's something I'm gonna have to look for when I create the final piece. But basically, this is what something you could say is like a redraw. You can see that in the original she doesn't have any eyes. That was something that I struggled with some 4 years ago probably. So for the new piece I plan to give her eyes. And I also experiment with poses, something that I didn't used to do 4 years ago. And I think this is a good, starting point for me to really evaluate how I'll be growing from here on out. Anyway, for this video, you only really get to see the sketching part. I do 2 different pieces. The first one really just follows the original, and then I explore a little bit more with the second piece. Anyway, I look forward to creating her and seeing how I improve, and I hope that you guys follow me through with my journey.
Looking down the ground, as shadows make no sound. A game of hide and seek. Where do I go from here? Walls are tumbling down. Should stay but wanna run. Stumbling in a dream. You whisper in my ear. Lost in your eyes. Lost
And I really enjoyed creating this monthly vlog. If you guys want to see something like this again for this month, for the end of this month, be sure to comment below and tell me. or you can also like the video. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified for when I next update. I usually try to update every Friday. I've been successful about that this past month, and I hope to continue this schedule for a long time, at least. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.